Hi guys, if you are watching, please let me know. Please say hi in the chat or the comment section. And we're also live on Instagram right now, so this is more like trying out new things. And we're gonna discuss a new Ultimate League that we've been trying to figure out and put together. Um, yeah, hi, JP, hi, Gani Ultimate 20, hi, Pelep 13, hi. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from first, and before we get into the big news. If you are joining any tournament this weekend, put it in the chat below. John Mark Christopher Birao watches from Facebook. Hi, hello. And let me know where you're watching from as well. Hold on, I forgot to record my other camera. There we go. Let me know if audio is okay and if you are interested or excited to join. Looking forward to join whatever tournament you are joining this weekend. And I'm doing well. It's almost the end of the year, and yeah, it has been an exciting season. I think it has been this full year where a lot of the sports really went back and actually were played already throughout the year, and yeah, we're very excited to bring this news to you. Anyway, so I won't keep you for long. This is actually supposedly a very short live stream. So for those who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, I'm looking directly at you on this camera. And for those who are watching on Instagram, I'm looking to this camera. So don't mind wherever I'm looking, but I'm definitely talking to you. So we have Carla, we have Anjo, Franzais, Anvenadas, General. So this is more like an announcement thing rather than a very formal thing. Okay. So, say show of hands, or at least hit me in the chat if you've played on a field of Ultimate or a game of Ultimate that we've already live streamed from before. Just say hi in the chat if you have gone and played with a field that we've streamed already. There we go. So I'm just testing for latency as well, just so I know how long or how short the latency is. And yeah, I think throughout the year, our biggest viewership is, of course, when we did AOUGC. But more importantly, I think for this year, we've also grown a lot of the content, the surrounding content that we've been doing for upstream, aside from the main live streams, no? So yeah, okay, sige. This is hi Sir Felix, hi Coach Fel, and then hi Madam Jancy. Yes, thank you. Hi Anne, and Gani is raising his hand up. Okay, so where is this coming from? Where is this? Wait lang. Dito pa pala. Hi Gab, watch from Sports Corner. Yes, always. Thanks for supporting. Okay, sige. So, I put up this graphic, this poster from a couple of weeks ago. And yes, if you've already guessed or if you've already thought about it, this is actually one of the things that we want to put together for Upstream Sports TV. Probably a different entity for next year. And those keywords are, at least from learning on the ground, these are the things that we are really looking forward to, and I'm very excited also to introduce you to our to my co-organizers for this one. But the other day or the other week, I actually put together this story, and it says sorry Instagram, you don't see it, but I'm putting it on Facebook. So it says Ultimate Disc, Flying Disc Cup type tournament played through 5 weekends, one game per weekend to focus, for you to focus as a team. So I'm looking at bringing in 8 teams, and we'll play it like World Cup type. So it will be 8 teams. There will be 2 groups, single round robin. So essentially, if there are 4 teams per group, you're already playing 3 games as a team. And then top two advances to the crossover semis, and then we'll have a championship weekend we'll have a battle for third and the finals within one day. And then these are all as players, I think also as a live stream partner, this is something that we really enjoyed. No? So we have 90-minute games. It is consistent from the group stages all to the finals. uh, there will be crossing fingers. There will be game advisors for this one, and if not, of course, marshals as well to guide us through the games. Of course, Ultimate, our flying disc is actually self-officiated, but there's a lot of things that are being contributed whenever there are game advisors. As a sports media company, we are of course saying that it is all games are live streamed. We're looking at, because quote unquote this is a prototype event, we're looking at Metro Manila or Luzon teams. If there are Luzon teams that want to come over for 5 weekends, we're definitely open to doing that. And well, I said PM if it floats your boat. Team commitment most important, and the reg is to be determined. So I've talked to a couple of friends. I'll hide this graphic first. I've talked to a couple of friends and a couple of colleagues within the Ultimate community, and they're pretty excited with this one. Where are we coming from? If you look at this graphic again, we are coming from uh, league type. I've been wondering why a lot of the tournaments are just for just during weekends, and a lot of people really like just told me, okay, yeah, in the old times, quote unquote, probably pre-pandemic, a lot of people are actually like just looking forward, and they had league type tournaments, and it as a sports media entity, this kind of insight that I can share with you. As a sports media entity, it's also interesting for me and for my team to actually follow storylines, not just for a weekend, because if we just cover from Saturday morning up to Sunday afternoon during the last game, the storylines can be actually be blurred rather than you can dice out and dissect all of the things that can actually happen, no? So we're really wondering if we're able to if what will happen if we're able to flesh out those storylines. But more importantly, as a fan of the sport Ultimate Frisbee or Ultimate Flying Disc, I'm really interested towards, you go to boot camps as teams and prepare for tournaments, but most importantly, you play for the weekend. Now, my biggest what if you are actually allowed to prepare for one game per weekend? And before I continue, I'll just say hi. Coach Dada, yes, hi, hi there. Thank you for joining this live stream. No. Yes, we're gonna work on that later on. So, my biggest what if is that if you are a team and you're able to, or you are given a certain amount of time to prepare week in and week out, you're just preparing for one game. What will the games look like? No. And of course, we're not just talking about um, everyone playing at the same time. Rather, we're also looking at what if all these games were live streamed, and all these everything from the first pull up to the last point during the championship weekend, what if it was actually put together? There's a story that you can tie together. And of course, you know, the bigger question there, or at least the bigger idea there, is where can we still take Ultimate in the Philippines? No, so that's where we are coming from, and we've conceptualized that first idea. Of course, we are an archipelago. We are divided into three big islands, quote unquote. Um, but more importantly, that becomes a bit of a problem for us. And in terms of like regional gameplay, it has been very interesting to see that certain regions or certain parts of the country play like this, and then certain parts of the country play like this, and down the line, the bigger question there is what if you actually have to play for all the marbles across the country. for all, maybe not for all the marbles, but for all the disc, for all the points across the country. There's just that idea of that what if. Maybe you can share down in the comments what is your what if for Ultimate. And then moving forward, putting together that format, putting together that idea where each game will actually have its own focus. And down the line, my dream is to actually, of course, within the community, there are already heroes. But more importantly, there are two things that I want to put together, or at least that I want to discover. Number one is who will be the heroes of the games, much like how we follow professional sports outside of Ultimate, or at least even AUDL, right? Or because that's probably the closest model that we have, like having a full season there. But more importantly, who will emerge as champions. And there's, of course, with all the tournaments that we have, there's always a part where, yes, people win, people learn, teams win, teams learn, teams get back on their feet and then just join the next year's tournament. But in this case, what would actually happen if we were able to follow this particular league or particular format across X number of weeks, or in this case, 5 weeks? That's just the first idea. And when we're able to put together, or when we're able to bring in or to determine who will be the heroes, and when we're able to determine who will be who are the champions, can they consistently stay on top of the game, or will there be other storylines that will emerge? So these are the things that I am very interested, and my team is very interested in figuring out. So we put together that format. It's a small tournament, quote unquote, for now, because it will just run for, technically for 5 weeks. If I'm correctly, if I correctly put together put together the schedule. I don't plan on becoming the tournament director. I'm just putting together something something of a platform where we can actually try to derive and tell stories from different places, and down the line, of course, we're hoping for Ultimate to become an Olympic sport, sport on the Olympics or the World Games. And what better way to have, to being better prepared by having this kind of history being written and being played out towards towards an entire season. So if you have experience in playing in a season, maybe let us know in the chat or in the comments, like what was your experience like from before, and I can read them out for you. But most importantly, what we want to really put together here is that really for 2024, just looking forward to that big what if. Of course, all of the organizers, we wish, we support the communities, we support the organizers across the country, and of course, we wish that everyone would have a successful tournament, and we won't be in the red in terms of finances and so and so forth. But in terms of that, in regards with that, of course, there will always be a small investment, not a small investment, a significant investment that should be put towards this one. And there's always the question of how do you generate revenue, or how would you generate the finances in order to have to put all of these things together. So in this case, our event, or what we're trying to put together, is that maybe in terms of cost for the teams, it would also be interesting to learn what would be or how much individuals would actually need to pay, or at least to keep, so that they can keep going to the venue back and then going there again on the weekend and spending for water and so on and so forth. No. So point being, I think this is turning to be a bit too long. And I'll just bring up that graphic again. If you're interested, please, as a team or as an individual, to help out, or also as a team to join, um, it's going to be a league type event, cup type tournament. For football, kasi it's very clear what would be the difference between a league and a cup tournament. No? So for a cup, it's really like that World Cup format: groups, knockout stages, and then finals. That's it. But for league types, from what I understand from football, is that a league runs through X number of weeks. It's a big round robin. You face everyone else across the entire you face every team in that team list, and whoever gathers the most points wins the league. So if I'm just gonna use those definitions, then we have a cup type tournament. uh Timeline. Maybe a lot of you are wondering, is what's this a lot of you are wondering what would be when would this be? But before that, I will read a comment from Fo Orakama. I hope I'm not murdering your name. My what if is an annual cup that's spread throughout the year, division, division, regional, national. My national level will be the culminating tournament. Local FD associations will coordinate with the governing body to hold or organize their own local division level tournament, so that they can represent the next year tournament of the annual cup. That makes a lot of sense. But in this case, actually, what we want to put together is something along the lines of a bit more in terms of organizationally. Uh, we're looking at putting together this event or this series of events as a more private entity, a bit more um, detached from a ladder from regionals to divisions, or province, regions, and then nationals. But rather, I mean, to be completely honest, I'm looking at something semi-professional. If not, we can convert it to something professional as well, so that people can actually just focus on playing Ultimate and not. I mean, that's a dream. That's always the dream. And can you just imagine that Ultimate is already a prime time thing where you are going to look forward to putting in your phones, what's this, turning on your phones and then looking at Upstream Sports TV channel, on the Upstream Sports TV YouTube channel, and then just waiting for that finals between Club A and Club B, because you are a fan as well. And that's what I forgot from earlier. Aside from building those storylines, those heroes, I'm also very interested in looking for how do we build fans, or how do we build fans, because truth be told, it's very difficult for this sport to just be pay to play. And I'm sure you know that. If it's just pay to play, all the players are actually shouldering all the features that are wanted by the organizer, so that they have they're technically, people are paying someone to join a tournament with all of these features, so that they can experience being an athlete and win and learn and train and so on and so forth. But beyond that, there's always the question of sustainability. No. So maybe just to keep things together, this tournament this cup event that we're trying to put together, of course, there will be investment in terms of things. And this is something that I really acknowledge. Monetary investment, or investment in Ultimate, doesn't start with the uh, monetary contributions. It doesn't start and stop there. More importantly, just imagine the amount of time that we've placed here, or at least put in terms of training, in terms of being healthy, in terms of in terms of equipment, even, or rental of fields, and so on and so forth, or logistics, you know. Uh, and in that sense, at least for what we want to do, because we are a media entity, media is already covered, and that's already something as a feature. Maybe that's what you're looking forward to, but I'd like to share with you that yes, you can easily not make money, but you can easily grab attention. But you can how long can you actually hold that attention? And that's what we're trying to do. So just to wrap up, if you are a team that's interested in playing this out, not 8 weekends, probably 5 to 6 weekends. And there are no divisions to this one. There will only be, quote unquote, there will only be Pool A. This is top tier competition. Okay, gender, mixed gender. We're just looking at mixed right now. And probably no mixed masters, regardless of your age. As long as it's mixed and you follow the ABBA, this gender ratio and with diff rules, plus game advisors. That's it. Those are the essential features of this tournament. If you are a team and you're interested in playing this out, the dates are, let me type that one out. I am just looking into this, and I'm really, as a person, as a person, what's this? Hold on, I forgot. And as a person who wants to put things together, and I really want to put it together, I'm looking at, and these will be Sundays. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to make a dramatic announcement. Hold on. Start. And alright. So we're looking at, because 2024 is just around the corner. I'm hoping that you're still around. We are looking at alright, these dates. January 7, as early as the first weekend of January. And ideally, it should end by February 4, if not, depending on the tournament format, if not, ending on February 11, just in case. So yeah, because I know there's a certain way of doing things around the Ultimate community, but I'd like to also believe that change is also, or at least a different flavor to things, should also be a welcome thing. Okay, let me just put this aside first. Let me know about the dates. Let me know your thoughts about these dates for 2024. This is a mixed tournament that will run for 5 to 6 weekends. Let me just read this again from Fu. Hopefully, it will grow to the point that it can cater to teams outside NCR. From Zamboanga City, Mindanao. Yeah, definitely. But please understand that for all big things, they have to start small. For all big things to flourish, it should start small. And because I am based here in Manila, in NCR, this is where I can start. Of course, people elsewhere can start whatever, wherever they are, right? So yes, we're looking at that. And if you saw the graphic again from earlier, yes, we're looking at that. Yeah. So, and everything will be live streamed. Everything will even have probably a game day, and then just make everything available to the media or to the press, because the way that we will put this together is so that we just don't hold attention for a weekend. We hold the attention for a longer time, and we will work and we will see who will be the winner for this competition, and then who will be the winner for the next season again. And we're looking into growing this down the line as well. In terms of costs, of course, this is the very. I'll be very not. Nah, okay. I haven't thought out all the costs, but we're looking at team rosters of around 25. people. But there will only be an active roster, an active bench, so to speak, during the weekends, a maximum of 21. So those four people, let me know what you think in the chat. Those four people would actually be reserved. They're registered. If you have injuries, if you want to sub in or out, if you want a different lineup for that weekend, you need to bring them in during that weekend. And most importantly, when we run the league, when this league is run, this set of teams will actually be stuck, not stuck, committed to playing for that team. Because I've observed, of course, having guests, having guest players with an established team. If we're able to keep it that way, I am very interested in the consistency. I'm very interested on how things will work out if you put a bit more rigid structure into how we do things. And of course there won't be questions of, oh, that person didn't play during the first day, second day, and so on and so forth. And I'm looking at top of mind. I'm just looking at for 5 weekends. I'm just looking at 1,000 pesos per player, which would mean around 25,000 pesos per team for 5 weekends. And if I'm just thinking out loud, that won't even, oh, well, depends on the field, but of course I'm looking at a field that is actually a turf field, and it's a bit more secluded, or not secluded, accessible, but what's this, but it's a place where we can just focus on one game at a time, and everything will be live streamed. There will be a media day. There will be hype talks or podcasts during the week on who will be the matchup for this weekend. I'm very excited. You can't do that during you can't, in terms of schedule, you cannot do that during a weekend tournament. That's my what if. So around 25,000 pesos per team for 5 weekends. I know it's the start of the year. It's a bit heavy, I'm sure, but also down the line, I'm looking at consistency for the rosters. Not just for this season, but also for the next few seasons. Like, if you lock in this person, you have to do a transfer. You have to do, there's a transfer window. There's a more formal way of looking of moving people, quote unquote. No, so just imagine, and also you have stats. We're actually looking into that digital platform where we have all the stats of people. Week in and week out will be able to get those, and you can just focus on the highlights. Just imagine you have highlights already by Monday morning for this league. Yeah, I think I've fleshed out most, if not all, of the ideas that I have. So this will be a precedent. Is that the term? Yeah. This will be a preview or a test, quote unquote, of what can be done down the line. What's this? I hear your comment. We're just looking at two things. Number one, sustainability. Number one, repeatability. And then number two, sustainability. And, oh, what happened? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Am I back? Okay, so two things again: repeatability and sustainability. And if we're able to do that, we'll be able to create more fans. There's always a clamor for Ultimate to exist outside of communities, outside of this, or outside of the bounds of this community. And just imagine if we're able to create more fans, and of course down the line create more revenue, then we'll be able to make this sustainable and make it exciting. Unfortunately, it has to be said that this tournament, or whatever we're putting together, there should be a product, a very clear product of what to buy in on and what to not buy, what to buy in on, so that later on we can discuss repeatability and sustainability across the entire tournament, but also in terms of the way of doing things. I firmly believe that if we're able to prototype this, and you can't imagine, if you're a finance person, just imagine, or if you're an organizer, just imagine the amount of resources that's needed for this one. And I'm very excited. I'm putting my time and also a lot of resources into this one, and I'm looking forward, of course, to having you as a team, to being part of this experience, but also I'm really excited and looking forward to sharing to you this product that as a community we'll be working on and we'll be sharing across the entire country as well. Don't worry, we will have it for different legs, different locations, but we have to start somewhere, and this is where we are starting. Thanks for joining this quick live stream. It's half an hour. It has been half an hour. It's very difficult to do a live stream if you're not talking to anyone. But yes, thanks for joining. Send me a PM. Send a PM to the Facebook page if you are interested in joining as a team. We're looking forward to having top tier competition. And yeah, we'll see you in the fields. Thanks, guys. And a bit of a plug. Sunday, we will be on Apollo with UP Duo. We'll be live streaming that day, and then I think we'll call it a year already. Thanks, guys. Hopefully, I'll see you around, and enjoy, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Bye.